Welcome to Trivia Clips. Tonight's matchup pits psychedelic poetry against rock and roll swagger, the Doors versus the Rolling Stones. Let's see if you can tell these legends apart. Part 1 starts now. 1. Which song by the Doors begins with the line, "You know that it would be untrue, you know that I would be a liar"? A. Riders on the Storm. B. Light My Fire. C. Break On Through. To the Other Side. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Light My Fire, released in 1967. Light My Fire became the Doors' first #1 U.S. hit. It was mostly written by guitarist Robbie Krieger, not Jim Morrison. The song blends rock, jazz, and Latin influences. Its album version features long instrumental solos. The track stirred controversy for its suggestive lyrics. It remains one of the band's signature songs worldwide. 2. Which Rolling Stones song was inspired by a newspaper headline about social unrest? A. Paint It Black. B. Street Fighting Man. C. Gimme Shelter. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Street Fighting Man. Street Fighting Man was released in 1968 during political turmoil. Mick Jagger was inspired by protests in Paris and the U.S. The acoustic guitar tone came from recording through a cheap cassette deck. Its rebellious lyrics led to some U.S. radio stations banning it. The song became a counterculture anthem. It still resonates as a protest song today. 3. Which Doors song was their debut single in 1967? A. Break On Through, To the Other Side. B. People Are Strange. C. Love Her Madly. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Break On Through, To the Other Side. Break On Through was the opening track on their debut album. It introduced Jim Morrison's intense vocal style. The organ riff by Ray Manzarek became instantly recognizable. Its lyrics referenced expanding consciousness and breaking limits. Although not a big hit at first, it became a classic later. It set the tone for the Doors' psychedelic rock identity. 4. Which Rolling Stones album features the tongue and lips logo for the first time? A. Sticky Fingers. B. Exile on Main Street. C. Let It Bleed. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Sticky Fingers, released in 1971. Sticky Fingers debuted the famous tongue and lips logo. The design was created by John Pash, inspired by Mick Jagger. The album included hits like Brown Sugar and Wild Horses. Its original cover had a working zipper designed by Andy Warhol. The record marked the band's transition into the 70s era. It's considered one of their best works. 5. Which Doors song features the sound of thunder and rain? A. Riders on the Storm. B. The End. C. Waiting for the Sun. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Riders on the Storm, released in 1971. Riders on the Storm was Jim Morrison's last recorded song. The track mixes jazz influences with a haunting atmosphere. The sound effects were created by adding real storm recordings. Its lyrics are partly based on a serial killer story. It became a top 20 hit in the US and UK. It's considered one of the Doors' masterpieces. 6. Which Rolling Stones song begins with the line, "I see a red door and I want it painted black"? A. Ruby. Tuesday. B. Paint It Black. C. Angie. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Paint It Black. Released in 1966, Paint It Black topped charts worldwide. It features Brian Jones on sitar, giving it a distinctive sound. The dark lyrics deal with grief and loss. Its Eastern influences stood out in rock at the time. It became a defining song of the Stones' 1960s era. The track remains a fan favorite decades later. 7. Which Doors song was famously performed on The Ed Sullivan Show, despite network objections? A. touch me. B, love me 2 times. C, light my fire. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, C, light my fire. The Doors were asked to change Girl, We Couldn't Get Much Higher for TV. Jim Morrison refused and sang the original lyric live. CBS banned the band from ever appearing again. The incident became part of Morrison's rebellious legend. It boosted the song's notoriety among young fans. It's still one of rock's most famous TV moments. That's it for part 1. Think you can handle more Rolling Stones swagger and Doors mystique? Let's move to part 2 for even tougher questions. Welcome back to Trivia Clips. You survived part 1. Now it's time for deeper cuts and wilder stories from the Doors and the Rolling Stones. 8. Which Rolling Stones song was recorded during the infamous Altamont Free concert in 1969? A, Gimme Shelter. B, Sympathy for the Devil. C, Under My Thumb. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, C, Under My Thumb. At Altamont, chaos broke out during Under My Thumb. The concert turned violent, with one fan killed by Hell's Angels security. The tragedy marked the end of the 60s peace and love era. Footage appeared in the documentary Gimme Shelter. The song itself predates the event and has a swaggering groove. The performance became infamous in rock history. 9. Which Doors album features People Are Strange? A, Strange Days. B, Morrison. Hotel CLA, Woman. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A, Strange Days. Released in 1967, Strange Days was the Doors' second album. People Are Strange was written by Jim Morrison and Robbie Krieger. The song reflects feelings of alienation and outsider identity. It features a carnival-like musical arrangement. It became one of the band's most enduring hits. The album also included tracks like Love Me 2 Times. 10. Which Rolling Stones song opens with Mary Clayton's powerful backing vocals? A, Angie B, Gimme Shelter. C, Start Me Up. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B, Gimme Shelter. Gimme Shelter opened the Stones' 1969 album Let It Bleed. Mary Clayton's chilling vocals were recorded late at night. Her voice cracked on one high note. They kept it in. The song captures the tension of the Vietnam War era. It's widely regarded as one of the band's greatest achievements. The haunting intro is instantly recognizable. 11. Which Doors song was based on a Greek myth? A, The Crystal Ship. B, Hyacinth House. C, End of the Night. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B, Hyacinth House. Hyacinth House appeared on L.A. Woman, 1971. The title references the Greek myth of Hyacinthus. Jim Morrison used it as a metaphor for change and rebirth. The song features Ray Manzarek's distinct organ sound. It's one of the more introspective tracks on the album. It reflects Morrison's poetic approach to songwriting. 12. Which Rolling Stones song became a stadium anthem after its 1981 release? A, Start Me Up. B, Beast of Burden. C, Tumbling Dice. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A, Start Me Up. Start Me Up was a huge hit from the album Debut. It started as a reggae-style song in earlier sessions. Keith Richards' opening riff became instantly iconic. The track became a staple at Stones concerts. It's often used in sports events and commercials. It revitalized the band's presence in the 80s rock scene. 13. Which Doors song closes with the repeated line, "This is the end"? A, The End. B, Riders on the Storm. C, When the Music's Over. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A, The End. The End is an 11-minute epic from the Doors' debut album. It blends rock, spoken word, and improvisation. The song gained notoriety for its controversial Oedipal section. It was famously used in the film Apocalypse Now. The moody guitar work creates a hypnotic atmosphere. It's considered one of Morrison's most intense performances. 14. Which Rolling Stones song features the lyric, "I can't get no satisfaction"? A. Let's Spend the Night Together. B. I Can't Get No Satisfaction. C. She's a Rainbow. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, released in 1965. It became the Stones' first U.S. #1 hit. Keith Richards came up with the riff in his sleep. The song's lyrics criticize consumerism and sexual frustration. Its fuzz guitar tone was groundbreaking at the time. It's one of the most recognizable rock songs in history. It remains a central part of their live shows. That's the end of part 2. And the full The Doors vs. the Rolling Stones Trivia Showdown. Which band wins for you? Like, comment, and follow Trivia Clips for more legendary rock battles.